This is Greg Tingle reporting for the Media Man Group. We're back to our amazing in-person interviews today. This is Natalie Rose. Natalie Rose
Hey.
of Natalie Rose Lifestyle Co. So great for you to join us today, Natalie.
Thank you, Greg.
This is the lifestyle connection, the eastern suburbs, icebergs, healthy living, how blessed we are at this time in history. So, as maybe a non-coincidence, great to see you the other day at the Coastal Walkway as you were doing your thing.
Thank you. I recognise you anywhere.
Thank you. Well, I recognise, now I've seen you again, and I just say, yeah, you read my mind. See, mental telepathy, is it real? I think it is. She read my mind. Right, so there we go.
We're COVID safe.
We've acknowledged the worldwide situation, whatever it is. We're not doctors, we're not lawyers, we're who we are, whether we're light workers, friendly media, we're educating, we're looking after people's health. So anyway, what a journey. In the historic time in the world. But Natalie, I've done a bit of research on your good self. You have overcome so much in your life. You are a warrior, a white light warrior. We came up with that one. A lot of people with what you've been through in your life, they may not be here anymore in a human form. I know a few people like that.
Yeah.
Possibly myself too, but this is more about you. So, we're here in the eastern suburbs of Sydney, Australia. For those who don't know, a little bit about your upbringing in some somewhat interesting circumstances, a little bit non-traditional, and
Yes.
using the polite, neutral terms here,
Yeah.
and then the migration into more mainstream society, and then health, fitness, doing those good. So you went from sort of like a lifestyle and a situation to incorporating that into business. So tell us a bit about your background growing up and how you got to be here.
Well, growing up, luckily, in every culture we were in, healthy eating and exercise was paramount.
Yes.
It was a very unusual background.
Yep.
I have lived in 27 cultures.
Yep.
And been lucky to fit into wherever I am, but it was also unsettled. Moving every sort of 6 months, 8 months. But the one thing I could control was my body.
Yes.
What I ate, how I felt, what I said, what I did, how I exercised.
Yes.
And from quite early on, from 13, I really tapped into that. That was where I took control.
Okay.
Then, as an adult of 18, I met my husband, married, and again, with just illness, injury, pregnancy, I was fascinated by what I could control. Having no experience with doctors, dentists, anything mainstream, like...
So your own best doctor.
Yes.
You had your own health and well-being
Yes.
at heart. It mattered to you perhaps more than it mattered to anyone else in the whole world.
For sure. For sure. And like being able to cure anything from, inflammation to body pain to muscle to posture with exercise, but then also internally with food. But all senses. Tap into all senses. Taste, touch, smell, sound, not just for physical and like aesthetic lifestyle, but also for like mental. So being able to calm your anxious mind, or to be able to pick yourself up when you're down.
All right, so
all the senses.
Okay, so I've read from professional professors, professionals, all sorts of people, even going back way down the rabbit hole into history. They say all things basically being connected. Whatever if you want to go to atoms or biblical or universe stuff, or just scientific.
Yeah.
So whether we're from dust and we've got the human form and energy, like you're a good energy spirit, and so am I. We've got the beautiful so we feel good. So even though we've just started to touch on some sensitive things, we can feel okay about it because we're in the mindset.
Yes.
And whether we had a camera rolling or not, you know your story, you know what's true and real for you, and you know what you've lived. Me too. So we can talk about it comfortably.
Yes.
But it's like a connection, because I know you're a good person and you want the best for people as a like a coach, wellness, lifestyle consultant, and I utilise media for good. So we want the best for people, and we know a lot of people are trying to navigate this world with or without whatever's been going on in the 17 months, but now more than ever. And that might have been like a sign to meet up and discuss these things. You've overcome a lot. I have to, but you possibly, do you put all of your life story in the public domain, or just part of it, if you don't mind me asking?
I I don't know where in the pendulum I am, because when I came out of the group, it was very much,
Yeah.
you know, I never spoke.
Yeah.
And then there was a period of time where I just said everything. I exploded. Like, I'm going to say everything.
Yes.
And then, you know, socially navigating that again. So I kind of still feel it's better just to say it
Yeah.
and get it out
Yeah.
and process it. But with
That's
words,
awesome.
Yeah, with words that are sort of explorative and gentle. So I think this, or I think I feel this,
Yeah.
as opposed to this is what it is, this is how it is. It doesn't give you any scope to change your mind or like grow.
I'm also thinking, let's see, everyone, let's see who's under here. Your hat's very nice. There you are. Oh, look, she's a wild woman. She's a wild white woman. Warrior. No, but we've got nothing to hide. We know who we are.
Yes.
And I've sometimes thought about, how much story do we put in the public domain? But also, if you don't bottle things up and you just say it,
Yes.
you can feel better.
Yes.
Sort
It
of like
doesn't stay in there.
exactly. So if whether it's with a relationship or a family situation or a workplace thing, if you hold it in, it can sort of bottle up. So if you just say it, and it might shock or surprise a
Yes.
few people, and that's okay. But it's your life. Not everyone has the traditional. Just say absolutely traditional growing up. We've all got our own story, and in my life, I've done 5 stars, almost no stars in between, up and down in the roller coaster of life and business, and it's just our story. And because we're not like as well known or as so-called famous as some other people, sometimes some people, like notable Australians or people around the world, because of who they are.
Yeah.
Things can get hyped up if they stumble and fall.
Yeah, they really
And,
get
and it's
quite
like some people,
spotlight.
media or some society might make a bit of fun of them because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, look what happened to them.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cases like that at the moment.
horrible.
But stuff can happen to anyone.
Yeah.
As we know, some things outside control, some things within our control. So as you were saying, Natalie, diet,
Yep.
and also the way we can overall feel or what we can focus on.
Yes.
So for us today,
Yeah.
we could control that. Well, influence. I think we controlled it. You turned up.
Yes.
I turned up.
I can control that.
We knew the ocean was already here.
Yes, it turned up.
Beautiful sun, salt water. Right. So if you want to exercise, it's just here. Sometimes it's just a matter of showing up.
Yes.
So we can control that to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You're down the road, I'm down the road, and how blessed we are to be a version of paradise in the world on a global scale. So, Natalie, what would be some of the biggest challenges that you've ever overcome, and how did you do that, and how have you imparted some of that knowledge and journey to help other people from being in that spot to where you are now?
I think the biggest hurdles I've overcome is like loneliness, being isolated and not knowing where family is, or losing business, losing a lot of money. But the hardest would be when all 4 pillars collapse: finance, family, health, and there's another one. And when all of those are stressed, you do feel like you can't handle any more pain.
I had a couple of those before. I think I might know more about your journey than you know about, but I was in the hospitality. I had a restaurant for a couple of years. It was a long couple of years, but externally and at that point we looked successful, whatever that is, but it was like sort of trapped. So the happiness and the good vibes started to went down.
Health.
Restaurant owners had a couple of other things going on. Health, like almost no free time.
Yes.
So it was very much a job and a business. It definitely wasn't a lifestyle. It wasn't a good lifestyle, if you call it.
It was a lifestyle.
It was a lifestyle you don't want. So I know that one. It sounds like you're somewhat familiar. Sounds like a
Catering company. Yeah.
right. But now this is the lifestyle we do want.
Yes.
So you're running your business,
Yes.
Natalie Rose Co. Lifestyle Services. I'm running mine, the Media Man Group, Media Man Australia, Media Man International, Eastern Suburbs Media, and many more. And so a lot of people, we're just like meshing businesses together. So this way, we're not waiting on Channel 9 or Foxtel or ABC or anyone today. We're just doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
We've got a modest-sized smartphone in there. Sort of whether we're plugged into the matrix or not, that's debatable. But so we're plugged. We've got the technology happening. We didn't need anyone. We're just running with the interview.
Yeah.
And but it's just interesting times. What would be like a motto or a mindset you would say for people that may be going through a tougher time, and a lot of people are,
Yes.
What's a general mindset like when someone wakes up in the morning, whether they're by themselves or whether they're with, what do you think they should basically do to try to get the day started right and to deal with whatever it is going on in Australia and the world?
Somebody recently said to me, find your happiness. And to me, it's like a commitment to feel good.
Yeah.
So like, don't muscle through it. Don't run through it. Don't grit through it. Just like if you're feeling, like yesterday I was feeling really lonely.
Oh.
So I was like, nope, I'm going to get out of my house and just mix with people and watch people. So, you know, if you're not feeling good, you're feeling panicky, touch something. You know,
Rock, Mother Nature, the universe. I love
tactile,
it.
Like, you know,
We're keeping it really.
you want to connect with someone, give a massage. You know, you want to feel better, tap into the adrenaline, the feel-good chemicals in a hard workout.
We might have to keep doing interviews to get more familiar with everything that you're offering.
Yes.
But the other thing that happened over the years is when we, like you're opening up a lot, then what often happens over the last 20 years or so, then other people start noticing and they might be media companies or they might be athletes or it might be a mum or dad or someone who and going, wow, that stuff that Natalie and Greg were talking about, that resonates, and if they're not fearful, I don't have to be fearful too. And there might be a producer or a journalist or someone going, this is exactly what I need. I need to do another article. I need something real, something of substance, not just a fashion thing. Even we love fashion, but not just a celebrity. We need people that perhaps even as stylish as you are, and how I can sometimes be sometimes. By the way, Bondi party pant. Hang on, my Bondi party pant. Hang on. Can't see you. Show you after. All right. So as stylish as we might be, right? But to me, substance and integrity. That's what impresses me, and I'm also thinking in the work that you do, Natalie. We can all look great, and we look good, but when you've got substance, what a great foundation, and people willing to improve themselves. Like
yes.
And these days, the world can find the world. Whoever logs on after is going to hear about some of it, and that's tremendous because, I mean, I've looked over the years, different people that told some of their story. At the moment, I've been watching Young Rock on the young Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a potential future president of the United States.
Oh wow!
I met and did a short interview with Dwayne years and years ago at a red carpet premiere in Sydney. Yes. Mother Nature can't stop it. It's just like full on. She'll do what she wants to do. We're on the lookout along with seagulls. You know, so basically he put his name he put his story in the public domain. His company's called Seven Bucks Productions. Yeah. He did that from once upon a time, decades and decades ago. He had $7.
Yes.
Anyway, but he improved himself. He started working out.
Yes.
He got some mentorship. He got involved in sports. Yes. But he never forgot where he came from. These days, he's actually one of, if not one of the most successful people in the entertainment industry globally.
Brilliant.
And he just put the work in. But some things went right for him. But he always showed up. He made time for the fans, as much time for fans and his friends as he did for the media. So again, that substance, not just put it on for the camera. He was doing the hard work behind the scenes. And there's a reasonable chance he'll be a potential president of the United States. Looked at him. Richard Branson put some of his story in the public domain. I mean, whether you look at something like James Packard, so James got depressed. I mean, if I was out of pocket that many millions of dollars or $1 billion, I might be depressed as well. I mean, it doesn't take...
When did he get depressed? After their breakup?
His business started going south a couple of years ago. Some of his business dealings in Asia Pacific, and so the bottom line started going down. And he put it in the public domain anyway. He started putting on weight again. Had one or two relationships, and business kept going down. Then it was having pressure from the government. But anyone can get depressed. But it's like, how do you get out of it? I mean, I've been depressed, and just like today, when I've shown up, I'm in a good mood. I'm good because I know I'm interviewing and seeing the amazing Natalie Rose. Just like when I've seen one or two of my family doctors and that, I told them, I'm not going to mention their name, just their first name, Max or Barbara, and they go, oh, how's it going? I said, oh yeah, good to see you. But I said, oh, Max or Barbara, you do know, you're seeing me on one of my better days. Like, because obviously I've turned up, I've had my swim, I'm grateful to see you. So, but from stories I told you in the past, there were some days which weren't good, but just do keep in mind that you're seeing me on a better day. Because I've done the beach and I'm happy to see you, and I've just spoke to my mum, so you're seeing me on a good day.
Yeah, but it took all those little tiny things. So for me, the battle with depression, anxiety, it's Like, one, you have to start telling yourself you're worthy of feeling good.
Yeah.
And then two, like, keep doing stuff that feels good. Whether it's like, I like washing dishes in hot soapy water. It just makes me happy.
That's right. So all
like
about feeling
listening
good.
to that.
I love it. I'm feeling really good. This is one of my super happy places in the whole
Yes.
universe. Plus I'm with another warrior, so it's feeling really good. So anyway, on that note, we're going to be coming back in a moment. We
Okay.
get for part 2 of this amazing interview. We can't wait to share it with the worldwide audience. So Greg Tingle, signing off for the moment with the Media Man Group. We'll tell you more about this later. Have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Natalie Rose coat. There we go.
Sometimes you do have to eat
I'll get
green
out of the
glue.
camera. There it is. All yours. All yours. All right. Are we going to be doing part 2 or possibly even more? So we'll be joining you after the break. Greg Tingle signing off for the Media Man Group.
Thank you.